It's Saturday, July 16th, 2022. I was not even going to shoot a video today. This morning, just did a nice light workout, had lunch, and I was watching a video on YouTube today by Appalachia's Homestead. Many of you watch her already. Many of you may have come to this channel because of Pantera and Appalachia's Homestead. And thank you for coming over. But I was watching one of her videos today, warning from a farmer, and it was actually a video that she put out yesterday. And I'm having lunch and I'm watching this video today, and I'm going to paraphrase a little bit on this video that Pantera made because I think it's of the utmost importance. And if you're not watching her channel right now, Appalachia's Homestead, I highly advise that you check out her channel. She really gives some good perspective about preparations and food and supplies, and just her outlook I think is something that will benefit you. But it is a must listen. Check it out. But the video starts by Pantera reading a letter from a farmer in Texas that sent a letter to her, and she's reading it. And this farmer gives a warning to all of us. And this farmer says, we need to have a 2 to 3 year food supply. This is what you should have, what I should have. Typically, I say, and I have said, have at least 30 days or maybe 60 days. Me personally, myself, my family, we have roughly about a year's supply of food. Apparently, that's not going to be enough. When farmers tell you, you better have 2 to 3 years of food supply, I think we better pay attention. This farmer said that they're having, and this is a farmer from Texas, this farmer says they're having a difficult time feeding their cattle, that they're running out of water, they're running out of money, their wheat crop did not make it. They're stressed out. They said it's the worst that they've ever seen. And I believe this farmer said that they've owned this property. It's been in their family for 83 years. I believe it's actually a woman and her husband. They think they've been married for 50 years. And so this is all they've done is farming. They said bills are piling up. And she gives a very dire warning that we're going to see a food crisis here in America. And it makes me think, and it makes Pantera think that the grocery stores might be stacked today, the shelves may be full today, but you don't know what it's going to look like 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months from now. We don't even know what it could look like Monday morning. And so I think it's imperative that all of us are preparing the best that we can. And I think now, if you have the means, one of the best investments right now is going to the grocery store and buying food, learning how to preserve food, being able to can, being able to freeze dry food, doing whatever you can. Water reserves, you got to have water. Water is going to be of the utmost importance. I've been trying to get a hold of extra Berkey filters. They've been sold out for months. Incredible, the shortages that we're seeing. But again, we don't know what tomorrow brings. And here's another thing too. We talk about the shortages that we may not see food on the shelves. But what if we do see food on shelves, but the problem is it's so expensive that it prices out millions of people? So that means that the stores may have food, the shelves may be stocked, but you're going to have your own food shortage because you may not be able to afford the food on those shelves. And if you can't buy that food, you can't eat. That means you have a food crisis in your own household, a food shortage. It's just, again, things that we really, really have to think about. Pantera said, everything may look okay today, but we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. She said, we're going to be talking about one issue today. That issue is food. And if you just take that one issue of food and you add other issues, other crises like the strikes now that we're hearing about that are going to be taking place with the railroads, with the truckers, the financial issues that are taking place right now, the debts, the housing crash, day-to-day life, water, fuel prices. There's a lot of issues out there other than food. And so I think one of the best places we can start right now with preparations is definitely security and food. Those two are going to be very, very important. But there are so many issues, and you now mix 2, 3, 4, 5 issues together, you're going to have a serious crisis. And so right now the food is available. If you have the means, you're working, you have some money, you have some cash put away, maybe it's a good idea to park some of that in food reserves, extra water reserves. And Pantera pleads with her listeners, please prepare. And I'm pleading with all of you today also, please prepare. You can get canned food, you can get emergency food, freeze-dried food, you can go buy water today. There's a lot of things you can do. You can preserve your own foods, get the MYLAR bags, buy 10 or 20 pounds of rice, 10 or 20 pounds of beans. That's a good start. Make sure you have a way to cook your food. Make sure maybe you have extra firewood, extra charcoal, extra propane, extra candles, extra matches. We all have to be thinking now critically for ourselves and the worst case scenario that could happen. I mean, we really have a perfect storm coming without a doubt. She says a day of reckoning is coming and we must accept it and do something about it. I've said this time and time again. It is time to take action. If you're getting nervous, if you're worried, if you're scared, that means you need to take action. It's not if, she says, it's when this happens. So don't ignore the warning signs, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's a lot of people out there that say that, this is just to scare you. This is just doom and gloom. I'm just trying to get clicks, just trying to get views. Let me reiterate with all of you. If I wanted to get more views, more clicks, I would just go buy a Ferrari and make car videos. It would be a lot more fun. I would have a lot more fun doing it. It would get a lot more views, but I cannot do that right now. This to me is of the utmost importance. I'm very passionate about helping people, helping this country that's been so good to me, and really listening to God and trying to wake up as many people as I can by sounding the alarm, doing exactly what many of you are doing, trying to wake up your friends, your family members, people you talk to. Yes, most of these people do not listen. Most of them will not listen. And these are going to be the people knocking at your door. But I wanted to share that video or just some notes from that video. If you get a chance, check Pantera's video out from yesterday. It's fantastic. And I think it's an eye-opener. I think everybody will learn a little something from it. It's a wake-up call, and it's just reinforcing what you've been saying, what I've been saying, so check it out. Just a couple quick notes, too. As we continue down this collapse, beware of fool's gold. People are going to get desperate, ladies and gentlemen, not just for food, not just for water, not just for day-to-day items, but they're going to get desperate financially. And when people become desperate, they become vulnerable. There's going to be a lot of get-rich-quick schemes out there, like the ones we've seen over the last year. Beware of fool's gold. Ponzi investment schemes, the get-rich-quick schemes, the fake manipulated gold derivatives, fake paper money, cryptos, etc. People are going to try to entice you. And there's a lot of fake people in the comments trying to entice you using my name, my picture, trying to WhatsApp you. I don't even have WhatsApp. Anybody trying to sell you something down below in the comments using my face, my name, is a complete loser. Beware, ignore them. But this is what we're seeing. People become vulnerable. They're going to prey on people. And usually they're trying to sell crypto. Again, another reason why I stay away from the cryptos and why I stay away from fool's gold. If you want to own something real, own real physical gold, real physical silver. I have so many people asking me daily about where they should buy gold and silver, how they should buy it. I have a link down below, SD Bullion, check them out. Prices have pulled back. I think it's a great buying opportunity. That's not financial advice. I'm buying more gold. My friends are buying more gold. They're buying more silver. And so to me, with everything we're seeing happening now with these BRIC nations and more countries coming to these BRIC nations, the talk of this new money, this new money backed by gold that will be using the capability of blockchain, this new digital money on blockchain that many of you have probably been reading about, I've been reading about, that is going to be backed by gold, maybe a percentage of gold, but there is going to be a new money. There is a new system coming, ladies and gentlemen. The dollar is on borrowed time. Do you need dollars right now? 100% yes, you do, until you don't. But there's going to be a new money. It's probably going to have blockchain technology. It's probably going to be backed by gold. Take a look at how many central banks have been stockpiling gold over the last decade. Look at the countries, Russia, India, China, to name a few, stockpiling gold. Why do you think they're doing this? Take a look at what is going on in Saudi Arabia. Guess what? They're not going to pump more oil for America. What they're going to do is buy twice as much crude oil from Russia. And so I think that this, again, is just a reminder of why we need to own real gold, real physical gold. But the biggest oil exporter, Saudi Arabia, doubled the amount of Russian fuel oil. Okay, Russian fuel oil doubled. And so Russia is going to continue to get wealthy. Saudi Arabia is going to continue to cut deals with China, with Russia, and they're going to do everything they can to get out of the dollar. The dollar has been weaponized. Nations around the world, across the globe, feel threatened now by the US dollar. And so it is a matter of time. And I think that the most important thing to hold right now, beyond security and food and water, is going to be gold. Market watch. Markets now pricing in 100% risk of a US recession before year's end. This comes from Deutsche Bank. We're already in a recession. I just want to repeat that today. We're already in a recession. And as we get deeper into this recession, as it turns into a depression, they're now saying a 50% chance of a 100 basis point rate hike on the 27th of July. If this happens, this will be the kiss of death for the housing market and for the auto market. So get ready. We're going to see more problems in this economy. And many of you know that I just bought, I don't know, about a month ago, roughly, a used Toyota Camry for $1,500. I'm seeing more used cars piling up at the auto lots. More deals are going to be coming. And this is why I believe it's good to hold some cash, because you can just buy this stuff cheap. When you put some money in front of somebody's face, they're more than likely going to take that offer. You don't have to go and get a loan. You don't have to go and borrow money from somewhere. You don't have to go to get a payday loan. You just, go to your private bank, which is you, and whip out some money and buy something. And you have a better chance when you have the cash on hand to get the deal done quickly. I took the car in, had a few things done to it. Obviously, I knew going in that I wanted to have the belts looked at, replace the belts, couple hoses, replace the water pump, and did an oil change, did the brake lines, flushed the coolant out. Just those kind of essential things that needed to be done on a car that had high mileage. And so running like a champ. And I think that I'll probably get 300,000 miles off that little Camry, but it's running like a champ. Now, the mechanic who did this has worked on other cars that I've had in the past, my mom's car, just some family friends' cars. And he's been around a very, very long time. I trust him, good guy. And he told me, when I picked the car up yesterday, that he has lost $183,000 year to date in the market. This is a mechanic. And look, he does very, very well. And to have him tell me that he lost $183,000 year to date in this market, think about how much money other people have lost. And yes, the market rallied yesterday, wonderful, on absolutely no good news. It's rallying because of more money printing by the Fed. And I said, look, he said he had a great year last year in the markets. I said, well, of course, when you pump in $5-6 trillion into the markets and into the economy, you should. And he goes, absolutely. Well, I said, now it's time to pay the piper. There is no free lunch. Now, because of all that money printing, because of that $5-6 trillion, now we're getting this crazy inflation. We're going to see massive volatility in these markets. And he agreed 100%. Gold may be down, ladies and gentlemen, but it is not going to go away. It's not down 70% like Bitcoin. Many of these cryptos are gone. Look at Celsius, bankrupt. People now cannot get their money out of some of these crypto hedge funds, crypto banks. I can get to my gold pretty quickly. And yes, it is pulled back, but we understand why. Because they are playing the futures market, the paper market, pushing out all this paper gold and pushing the price down. But physical, to buy a physical ounce of gold or silver is still going to cost you. And at some point, I believe we're going to see the COMEX price and the physical price break apart, separate. Because there is a difference between paper gold, paper silver, and physical gold and physical silver. And when you begin to realize that, you begin to understand the importance and the wealth of actual physical gold and silver when you hold it in your hands. And that you could go anywhere in the world, and anywhere you go in the world, from Africa to Europe to the Middle East to America to South America, you show somebody an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver, they know exactly what it is. And they know that it has value, that it's real money, that it's God's money. There is so much happening behind the scenes, especially with Russia and China and Saudi Arabia and many, many more countries. You look at the collapse of Sri Lanka and many more collapses. I read an article yesterday, a dozen more countries on the verge of collapse, $300 trillion of global debt. Anybody that thinks that they shouldn't own gold or silver right now, I think is delusional. I think you're ignorant. I think this is the most important time to be holding real money, real assets. And I want to close with one last article. Home Depot's 12-foot, $300 skeleton is back in stock for Halloween. Now, I believe Halloween is in October 31st, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. But think about, they are now beginning to put Halloween supplies or retail supplies in Home Depots, this 12-foot skeleton for $300. I need a $300 12-foot skeleton like I need a hole in my head. But the point I'm trying to make is they're already bringing in the Halloween retail supplies into some of these stores. So we'll probably start seeing artificial Christmas trees in August. These stores are going to be in so much trouble that they're going to get, if you thought last year was bad, they were getting, Christmas supplies up, in September? We probably will begin to see Christmas supplies at the retailers in August, maybe July, who knows? But this is not a good sign that they're getting such a jump ahead of Halloween, and they're going to get a huge jump on Christmas. It's another reflection of this economy, another telltale sign of how bad it is going to be for retail. Think about how bad Christmas sales are going to be this year. It's going to be absolutely horrendous. But anyways, I wanted to take a few minutes today. Was not even going to shoot a video, but I said, Pantera's video was so good. It really, it touched a nerve with me, and I thought I'd share it with everybody. And it's just so much going on that I worry. I really do worry about where this is all going and how bad it's going to get. And I know that there's people out there that just, I see them in the comments. The economy's fine. The economy's fine. You must be a very ignorant human being to think that this economy is fine. How could anybody who isn't under psychiatric help How could anybody think that this economy is fine? This economy has already collapsed, ladies and gentlemen. And people, somebody wrote me yesterday, when's it going to collapse? I don't know where these people live. Maybe they live on an island somewhere. Maybe they live in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. This economy has collapsed, and it's going to continue collapsing. And the housing market is next. The auto market is next. The stock market is next. And the stock market is so fake and propped up right now, it doesn't even matter what it does. You're going to see a massive collapse in the auto industry with all these repos. You're going to see a massive collapse in housing. I was watching some news today. Some of the biggest metro areas already seeing trouble in their housing markets, prices coming down, listings going up, days on market going up. This is going to be a real nightmare for a lot of people. And a lot of people who think they're wealthy today because the price of their house went up are going to find out real quick that they weren't so wealthy. My advice today as I leave all of you on this 115-degree day here in the desert, get your debts paid off. Pay off the cars, pay off the credit cards, pay off the college tuition debt, pay it all off. If you can pay your house off, pay off your house. Pay down the debt right now. You do not want to be heading into this collapse with debt. At least get your debt manageable. Make sure that you get your credit in good shape, get your debts paid off. And I really, really mean this. The people that are going to really, really suffer the most, the people that are going to get hurt the most are the people holding the debt. Because they're not going to forgive you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know anybody in 2008 who got forgiven. I do know a lot of people who had debt. They had the big cars, the big houses. They got absolutely obliterated. The repo man is going to be very, very busy. The sheriff is going to be very, very busy when people are being kicked out of their homes. It's going to be a very, very chaotic time, and I'll leave it at that. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Get out there. Get prepared. Stay on path, and God bless you all.